All right, so now I'm going to start off. On the last one, they gave me a point and a slope. This time they gave me just 2 points. So the first thing I do is find the slope of the line. So I'm going to write down my points, 1, 1, 3, -2. That's x1, y1, x2, y2, and I'm going to find the slope. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay? So I'm going to plug that into the slope formula. So y2 is -2 minus y1, which is 1, divided by x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is 1. You're down $2 and you lose another one, so now you're down $3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So my slope is -3/2. Okay. Next, I'm going to do the point slope form of the line. Okay, so the point slope form of the line. So there's 2 possible answers. So point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, and you're plugging in values into those blanks. Okay, that's why I wrote those dorky blanks there. And so you're going to pick a point, and you know the slope is going to be -3/2. And so you got to pick a point. Okay, so you pick a point. So now you could use 1, 1, or you could use 3, -2. Now there's 2 possible answers. So if you use 1, 1 as your answer, this would be x1, y1. It'd be y minus the y from your point equals m times x minus the x from your point. So that'd be your answer. Okay, and you could stop there. Okay, now if you want to use the other point, you can. So 3, -2, you could use this as x1, y1. So I mean to put a brace or a hole in there. Sorry about that. So y minus -2 equals -3/2 x minus 3. So be y plus 2 is -3/2 x minus 3. So it doesn't matter. You use either one of those could be right. So you don't have to do both. You just have to pick which one you prefer. Okay, whatever one you prefer, I would have picked 1, 1. Now to do the slope intercept line, I'm going to pick on this one. Okay, so the slope intercepts y equals mx plus b. You want to get y by itself from the part b. Okay, so I'm going to pick on this one right here. That one looks easier. So y minus 1 equals -3/2 times x minus 1. So there's 2 parts of this. First thing you want to do is we got to distribute. Distribute. So y minus 1 equals -3/2 x, -3/2 times 1 plus 3/2. All right, then next we want to get y by itself. So I'm going to get y by itself, add 1, add 1. Now what is 1? 1 is like 2/2. Okay, I got it commented on there. So y equals -3/2 x plus 3/2 plus 2/2 would be 5/2. Okay, so there's my slope intercept. All right. Now next I'm going to do standard form. So standard form, first thing remember we want to do is we want to get both the variables, on the left side. Okay. So y equals -3/2 x plus 5/2. So I'm going to add 3/2 x to both sides. So 3/2 x plus y equals 5/2. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to get rid of fractions and or negative in front of x, or a coefficient of x, negative in front of x. Okay. Now in this case, I don't have a negative in front of x, but I do have a fraction. So I got to basically find what's a number that I could, what's the I guess the least common denominator here would be 2. So in this case, I'm going to need to multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of that fraction. So whatever, I'm allowed to do that because whatever I do to one side, I'm allowed to do. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2. So I get 3 halves times 2, just 2's canceled, so it'd be 3x. 2 times y, 2y. 5 halves times 2 equals 5. There's my standard form.